Hi, in this video I want to teach you how to knit this beautiful scarf for the set with the hat. In the description box below I'm gonna leave you the link for the hat, and here is the list of material you're gonna need to make this set. This is the set that I did for my Spanish video. So the scarf I did a little bit different, the same stitch but only 66 centimeters long, and I only sew here 9 centimeters and I left it open like that. I still twisted in the back, so you can put it with the twisted part in the front or like this in the front. So you put a jacket on and this will look part of the color of the jacket. So I just wanted to show you that, just in case you want to do your scarf a little bit different than this one that I'm doing for you. It's exactly the same stitch, everything exactly the same. Oh, and for this one I did 24 stitches, and this one that I'm doing for you guys is 18. Now I'm gonna make the scarf or collar that will go with the hat. I just made this hat, so I'm gonna leave the link below in the description box of this, how to make the hat. It's a beautiful stitch. So the yarn that I have left over, I'm gonna do this piece. The yarn that I use for the hat and now I'm gonna use for this scarf or collar is from Loops and Thread Impeccable Bright, and the color of this one is Lippy, and it had 128 grams or 245 meters. It's medium 4, 100% acrylic, and I used this one as an accent yarn. So it's Isaac Mizrahi Craft Premier Yarn, and this one had a 70 gram or 125 meters, 39% cotton, 39% acrylic, 17% metallic, and 5% pailletti, and it's medium 4, and the color is Sheridan Square. For the hat I use size 7 millimeters needles, and for the scarf I'm gonna use size 10 millimeters or US 15. You're gonna need tapestry needle to lose your tails and scissors. We're gonna make only 18 stitches, so I'm gonna wrap my yarn around my needle 18 times. That is 18 times, so I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna do a slip knot. Remember using the two yarn together. So if you find that with the sparkles it's too much, you can use just the plain color. So I'm gonna cast on 18 stitches. This is the tail, and this is the yarn that is attached to the ball of yarn. I'm gonna make sure I separate the 4 strands. So I'm gonna cast on, that's my first stitch. So that is 2, 3. I leave them nice and loose because when I cast off, they will be nice and loose. 4, 5. You're gonna continue until you have 18. Remember, this stitch is multiple of 3. Once you finish casting on, you're gonna do a knot here, but not too tight, just to secure the last stitch. So we're gonna do exactly the same stitch that we did for the hat without this border in here. So we're gonna go right onto the stitch. So we're gonna purl 1, yarn over, and 2 together. That's the stitch that we're gonna do for the entire scarf. So purl 1, yarn over, and 2 together. Purl 1, yarn over, and 2 together. Purl 1, yarn over, and 2 together. You have to make sure that you do the yarn over, because remember, when you do the 2 together you are decreasing 1 stitch, and when you do the yarn over you are adding that stitch that you are decreasing. You have to make sure that at the end you have your 18 stitches or 24 or 27 or 30 stitches, depend on the amount of cast on that you did. I did only 18 because I'm working with very thick needles and I don't want this to be too wide. Plus I want to have enough yarn to finish my piece. So I finished the first row. The second row is exactly the same. And every row you start with the purl 1, yarn over, and 2 together. Now the 2 together is the yarn over, you see, and the 1 in the back, like that. You're gonna purl 1, yarn over, and you see again the 2 together. It's a very easy stitch to do and very fast, especially when you're working with big needles. This made fantastic Christmas presents or birthday present or just a present. Or for yourself you can do a set of different color. So you're gonna continue working this. You see? And 2 together. So you work around, and again you're gonna do exactly the same on those 18 stitches. You're gonna purl 1, yarn over, and 2 together. Purl 1, yarn over, and 2 together. It's easy to remember the 2 together and when is the yarn over, because when you do the yarn over here, the 2 together is, you see, the loose stitch there. So you're going to continue working this until you use the entire skein of yarn that you have left, or the measurement that you want. If you want a small color, just until it go around your neck. So I'm going to continue working in mine off camera, and I will show you my progress as I go. Here's what I've done so far, and it looks fantastic. I love this stitch, so I'm going to be making other things with this beautiful stitch. I just love it. It's so easy to do, and it looks fantastic. So I'm going to continue working until I have used all my yarn to see what type of scarf I will end up with. Here I done 70 centimeters. I'm going to leave it just like that. I'm going to cast off, because if I do it any longer and then don't going to look right, because I want to sew it like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do to cast off is, but if you have more yarn you can go ahead and do a very long scarf, but for mine, since I don't have enough to make it long, I'm going to leave it just like this. So I'm going to purl 1 and purl the next one. I'm going to pass the first one and top at the second. I'm gonna purl this one, and I'm gonna cast off this one, like that. Like that, you're gonna continue all the way to the end, and you're gonna leave a tail long enough for sewing. I have one loop left, so I'm gonna cut a tail long enough for sewing. And I can always say it's better to have extra tail and not to be too short. So now I'm gonna pull this here to make it just a little bit bigger. Don't pull too much. And I'm gonna pass that tail through that loop to secure the last stitch. It's right there. And now with the tapestry needle, I'm gonna sew these two ends together here. Another idea is, if you don't want to sew the two ends together, you can sew some buttons in here. And then you can pass it through any of these holes to close. Okay? And then you'll have a nice scarf with some accents buttons like that. It's up to you what you want to do with yours. Mine, I'm gonna sew it together. Something else you can do, you can give it a twist like this and sew these two ends together here, and when you put it on, it will have a nice twist to it already. For mine, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give it a twist, and I'm going to sew these two ends together. That way, when I put it on, or the person I give the scarf on, I already have the front twist like that, like it is a figure eight in the front, like it's more than one scarf. So I'm gonna sew this here in a zigzag with my tapestry needle, and I will show you the end result. Like this in a zigzag. So once I finish, I will show you what it looked like. Well, here is the end result, and this is the set. I hope you guys like it and give me the thumbs up. And if you make this set and you want to send me some pictures, you can do it through my Facebook page, Ruby Stedman. I wish you have a beautiful day.